Well, good afternoon. It's another sunny day in Lincolnshire. Well, it is now. It's raining overnight, but it doesn't look too bad out there now. The weather for the coming week's looking good. So once again, there'll be more bike riding going on. You never know, I might stop and have another rant in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, I thought we'd do something different today because we're doing a lot of aircraft related stuff and some bike related stuff. So I thought we'd get back on the lathe today and I'll show you a material that you possibly don't come across very often in your day-to-day work of life. It's a material called Tufnol. And what is Tufnol, you might say? Well, I have a script here, yeah, because I can't remember none of this nonsense. So anyway, so what is Tufnol? Tufnol is a brand name for a type of synthetic resin bonded laminate, commonly used in engineering applications. Yeah, it's a composite made from layering materials like paper, cotton cloth, or glass fibre fabric, which are then impregnated with resin and bonded together under high pressure and heat. This process creates a strong, rigid and versatile material with various grades offering different properties for specific uses. Yeah, there are several grades of this according to what you're going to use them for. Okay, so it has strength and rigidity. It's good it has good electrical insulating properties and heat insulating properties as well. I mean, in the old days, I suppose you'd use Paxilin, similar sort of thing. Has good wear resistance, so you can use it in low stress bearings, yeah, where you've just got two items that might braid together. You put a bit of, you make a small, I suppose, on the aircraft we use them for fair leads, which is where a pipe might go through a bulkhead. So instead of having it rubbing on the metal or clamped solidly, because you don't necessarily want to clamp it solidly, it might need to expand. So you have you make a loose clamp out of Paxilin and nothing wears because it's quite a nice material. It's got a low resist. It's not rough, shall we put it that way? I don't know what the word is. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. So it's nice and slidey, I think is the word I would use. Yeah. So it's very versatile. It's good with oils. It's good with liquids in general. It doesn't soak up water. It's fairly good in hot situations. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, down at the Heritage Centre, we normally use it as fair leads on the aircraft structure to stop one material braiding against another if they have to pass through a bulkhead or a hole or something. Also on the propeller hubs, the nice domey bits on front of the propellers, because they come off and they're held in place by Tufnol bushes. What I'll do is I'll put a photograph up there, yeah, of the stuff I'm talking about. And also, just recently, I've been making some seat stops for the B25, which I made out of Tufnol. Now, the stuff I've got here is called whale Tufnol. I've only got a small bit of it. This is very expensive. I've only got a smallish bit, because this is an offcut from when I did the prop bosses. There wasn't enough to make another boss, so I just popped it in my cupboard just in case I needed it at some point in time. So I don't know whether you can see there, where you can actually see where the laminations are, where the cloth has been sort of curled up into a tight, into a tight rod. You can see the laminations or the cloth across here. It's lovely stuff to machine, very easy to machine, but it makes one hell of a mess, as we'll see. Yeah, there is a material similar to this, and I'm trying to get hold of a piece, and that's called Jabrock. but instead of using a cloth laminate, it's a wood laminate, but it's prepared in more or less the same way, and it's used for skid trays, the underpan skid trays in Formula One cars. We use it down the Heritage Centre for making templates for the aircraft ribs, or the wing ribs and whatnot. And that, compared to this, that is bloody hard. Like I said, I'm trying to get a small bit. I only want a little bit like that, just to see how it turns. And then I can show you guys how it turns. If I do manage to get some, I'll do a little video on it. Yeah, it's a Jabrock. Totally very similar, yeah, but a lot harder. Anyway, less waffle from me and more doing. So, without further ado, we'll pop this on the lathe. We'll drill a hole in it first. We'll just put something like a 4BA clearance or something through it. Probably maybe a 4mm drill, and then we'll turn it down a little, and you can see the mess it makes. Yeah, but it's lovely. You get a lovely finish with this. Anyway, I'm waffling, so without further ado, let's turn you round, get on the lathe, and do what you want to see happening, as opposed to watching me waffle and burble and, yeah, generally rabbit on like a lunatic. So, okay, away we go. So, we've got it in. We've spaced it out. Otherwise, we're not going to get in there all the way. We've got a spot drill in there, and we'll do that first. Now, just for those of you who like to keep your lathe really well lubricated, I suggest if you turn your Tufnol, you give it a good dry off, because you'll see the amount of stuff that's coming off it. I've got fans up there, up there. I've got 2 fans blowing down to stop the dust coming this way, because it does get quite dusty. So here we go. Right, you can see we've got a fair bit of dust off there. Let's move this out of the way. I'll bring this up so that you can see. So you can see the amount of dust that's on the tip there, yeah? All this yellow dust. Now, if you were doing a lot of this, of course, you'd possibly want to wear something over your nose and mouth, a filter of some sort, because it goes all over the place. You wouldn't believe the amount of mess this makes. Right, so I've now got I'm going to pop a 5mm drill in here now, which will just give us a bit of an indication on how well this works. Yeah. Right, you can see the amount of stuff we're getting off it. Okay. And the smell is quite nice as well, if you're into that kind of smell. I'm not going to drill all the way through, but yeah. But we do get a build up on the drill, and so you do have to. And it comes out a bit like ash. We've got a bit there where it's got a bit warm. It does. When it starts to get hot, you can smell it's getting hot, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you've been there sometimes when you're thinking, yeah, I'm going a bit too far with that. Right, so, yeah, so there's a bit, you can just see it on the tip there where it's browned off slightly. I don't know whether this is going to focus, well, it might do, but there we go. Anyway, pop that over there. And, right, I've zoomed you in a bit there, so you could possibly see the tip of the tool just here, and that's where we're going to be. Sadly, with this setup, I can't actually get you over the top of it, but it will give you an idea on what's going on. Right. So if we brush the dust off, you've got quite a nice, not got a bad finish. Now that was quite a light cut, so I shall now show you with a heavier cut, about there possibly. So as you can see, it turns really nice. You get a lovely surface finish with it. But as you could possibly see, let me just bring this back. The mess we've made. The mess. Yeah. There's quite a bit of mess. You can see the cut off there. All this lot. Yeah. It's just dust, and you can see the dust coming off it, even though I've got fans above. Otherwise, the idea of the fans above the lathe is to keep all the fumes away from me. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll take this out, and we'll just have a quick chat about how this went. So that was easy, wasn't it? Eh? An interesting material, not something you'd come across. That's what the difference makes when it's been machined. Yeah. All I've done is wipe that round with a cloth. There's no tool marks in that at all. It's lovely to work with. I like working with this. Like I said, the only drawback is the absolute mess it makes. Yeah, the dust gets everywhere. You know, it fills the garage, which is why if I was doing a lot of it, I'd have been wearing a face mask, and you wouldn't have heard the thing that I was saying. So that's the reason why I didn't wear one this time. They're in the cupboard behind you over there, should I need them. So yeah, lovely material to work with, very versatile, lots of uses, used in the food industry, aerospace industry, not motor vehicles. I don't think motor vehicles don't use this. I mean, I mentioned Jabrock already. If I can find some, I'll get some. And a couple of claps of thunder, and yeah, we're raining again now. So it's obviously going to be one of those days in Lincolnshire today. Mind you, it's the first rain we've had for a good few weeks, so it'll do everything good. So without further ado, it's toodaloo from me. I'm off to stitch this little lot together, and then not do a lot for the rest of the day, apart from yeah, watching the rain come down. So toodaloo, have fun out there, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now. Don't forget, comment, rate, subscribe, all the usual good stuff. Let me know how things are going, okay? Take care now. Bye for now.